There is a place where the largest land carnivore on Earth reigns supreme, feeding on a bounty of salmon in the shadow of one of the most ominous volcanic skylines in the world. The climate here is as harsh and unforgiving as its carnivores and its geography. With 65 inches of rain per year, and much of it coming with 40 to 60-mile-an-hour winds, the Alaska Peninsula can be a beautiful place or a place that tries your soul.
Welcome to Nosler's Magnum TV. The big brown bears of Alaska are definitely the top of the food chain. They consider anything from a 5-pound salmon to a 1,500-pound moose to be food. These giant omnivores are always on a mission to feed. This week, the Magnum Hunt Club's James Bryan, Tim Harrell, and member Brian McLaughlin are headed to the famed Alaska Peninsula in search of the biggest bears in the world and the adventure of a lifetime.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alaska Airlines Flight 93 with service into Anchorage. Please be advised government regulations allow each customer one carry-on bag plus one small personal item.
We made it into King Salmon. Now we're going to get on a lot smaller plane. Hoping to get into Ferryville yet today, but we've got a bunch of stops to make. There's villages along between here and there, and it's all dependent on weather now. Everything just is held up, waiting for a break in the weather. Our flight was already supposed to have left 2 hours ago, but when you get to this point, you're just on adventure time. It's 3:30. This flight was supposed to leave at 9:20 this morning, but at least it's leaving. It sounds like we're going to Ferryville. Just barely have the weather we needed to get into this little place. Stopped at a lot of really cool fishing villages on the way here, but this is the end of the trail, end of the road for this flight. It turns around, goes back to King Salmon. This is Ferryville, Brown Bear City.
How you doing? How'd you flight in?
We had just the weather we needed and not any extra.
Well, I was beginning to wonder. It's been horrible out here all day, so I'm glad you made it in. It's perfect timing.
Boy, this is some brown bear looking country.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've been seeing some big ones too, so it's looking good.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yep.
He knows just what to say and get me on the shaking already.
Ferryville just celebrated their 100th anniversary of being here in Perryville.
Seriously, how did Perryville get started? I mean, it's an isolated town on the Alaska Peninsula. How did they get here? You can't even travel here by land.
It used to be they were in the village of Katmai, further up the Alaska Peninsula, and when Katmai erupted in 1912, it just about wiped out every living thing on Kodiak Island. There was 2 or 3 feet of ash that covered the ground, and Captain Perry went up and picked up all the survivors and brought them down here and dropped them off so that they could there's fresh water here, there's salmon, great place to live, clams, crab, halibut, everything that goes with it. So that's how it started. It used to be called Perry, and then in 1914 the post office came and made them change it to Perryville. So that's been that way ever since.
Wow. Bud, when guys call into the Magnum Hunt Club and they want to book a brown bear hunt, the conversation always gets to that same debate. Should I go in the spring or should I go in the fall? What do you think?
Spring, the bears are just coming out of their dens, nice long hair, long claws. There's no leaves on the brush, so you can see through the alders, pick them out. Fall, everything's got leaves, everything's green, the bears have plenty of room to hide. Fall, bears are out. You see lots of bears every day. They're concentrated on the salmon streams. They're 2 completely different hunts. Just depends on what you're looking for.
Well, here we are in the spring, you and I sitting in the same country where you and Tim sat just last fall and experienced that kind of a hunt.
Early October on the Alaska Peninsula is definitely a special time. And the main thing that makes it so special, silver salmon. That's the time period that they're gonna make their runs up the rivers and the tributaries to spawn. And that's what's bringing those big bears down around those creeks. They wanna eat fish, I wanna eat fish. And to be able to go out in an hour and a half and catch 15 or 20 12 to 16 pound silver salmon, there's a lot of people going a trip just for that. So you talk about a fringe benefit to a brown bear hunt. I know I, for one, could stay out there for 3 or 4 days and do nothing but fish.
It's time to go in and have breakfast. And breakfast doesn't get any fresher than that right there.
Now, coastal Alaska, especially on the peninsula, is just rugged, rugged country. You're in the bear's habitat. He is definitely king out there. He's not afraid of anything. He's used to running things in his world, and you're going into that world, and you have to remember that. And something special about being out there. I mean, not only is it beautiful, but you know it is one of the truly wild places in the world.
All right, well, this is actually a hosted hunt for Magnum Hunt Club members. And Magnum Hunt Club member Brian McLaughlin, we think, just got here on the plane. Now, our schedules were supposed to be together, but he had a conflict, had to come in late. But looking forward to seeing him if he's here.
How you doing,
Hey, Brian. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Your timing is impeccable.
Excellent. Excellent.
You're gonna have
Last day of the season on the Alaskan Peninsula. It's gonna happen today or it's not gonna happen at all. We just spotted a nice bear about 2 miles away. It's 7:40, got good wind. We're gonna go for it and see if we can't get on him before dark. Nice bear. Looks like this one eluded us.
Well, we'll push up in there just a bit more and just set up on a hill and wait, see if he'll come feeding out into the open. He's probably just in here feeding somewhere and just not showing. So we'll work up, find a spot, sit down, give him some time. Spotted a bear, last light. We're gonna go down and try to get it right now. Hit him again. Hit him. Hit him again. Come this way. Fill your magazine, let's go.
He's down over there. There's brush here, but we put a few bullets in him.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, it's good shooting though, lots of hits. And we'll just give it some time.
This is the last minutes of the bear season on the Alaska Peninsula, and we just dropped one. Wow. What an emotional trip.
Congratulations.
Good. Thanks, bud. What a hunt. What a stalk.
Nice bear. Look at that hide on. Wow. Nice. They're just beautiful.
Amazing.
This time of year.
Amazing hide. I just didn't think we were gonna get this done. I just didn't think.
We didn't have much more time, that's for sure.
We had no time left.
Braving the weather and the hardships of the Alaska Peninsula is enough of a challenge in and of itself, let alone when you throw in hunting for one of the largest predators in the world. It definitely raises the bar. And it's obvious after watching today's hunt that James did his research when he hooked up with outfitter Paul Brand. And it's that research and preparation, or lack thereof, that can make or break a hunt like this, the hunt of a lifetime. I'll see you next week for another world-class adventure on Nosler's Magnum TV.